we're live.
Oh man,
It's all
now they
yours,
actually have to
Bert.
listen to us.
They do. People showed up early and were sitting in the stream. I mean, all right. Standard legal disclaimer aside, you may enjoy us tonight. You may like what you're seeing and hearing. You will feel bad about yourself afterward, after a little bit of reflection.
Yeah.
You will question your life choices. But welcome anyway to another edition of our Weird Frontiers.
We've been getting rated.
Dungeon Crawl
really?
Classics. Cowboy horror western with a fabulous crew. We're actually down one player tonight, but we're up a player that we were missing last time. So let's go through. Chuck, who you playing?
I am playing Pierce McIntyre, our occultist, adopted father of Scab, and also the Games Tavern. Thank you for that raid. That's fantastic. And I see a Jeff putting his favorite emotes together right there like that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Pierce McIntyre, occultist. When I leveled up, I got a new spell, my branding iron spell. It's ready to go. Now I just need to get a high enough roll so I can poke Scab with it and boost his stats.
Nothing better than enchanted branding iron. That's
Yeah.
yum. Very good. Very good. Daniel.
Hey everybody, I'm Dan. I'm playing Chance, who technically is a gunslinger, but really he's better at like taking naps and stuff.
There's a chance that he can be effective.
Yeah, I mean that's most adequate.
Yeah. And, playing our favorite Frenchman, Jake. Who you got?
Oh, well, I've got a French photographer turned Calavera named Kilian Fauché. He's come to investigate the tail end of the Civil War firsthand, and now he's investigating a lot of supernatural shenanigans after that. So, what shall come of him? One can only tell. He has since also had part of his butt eaten off. That's part of his adventure, yeah.
And playing our favorite undead tyke. Go right ahead.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Scab. I'm 12 years old. I used to be a miner, but there was a cave-in, and I've been feeling funny ever since. I'm real sorry about eating your butt there, Mr. Killian. It just sometimes happens. Mr. McIntyre, if you feel like you need to hit me with a branding iron, that's okay, because I'm just really happy to have a dad.
Well, I am happy to be your father, but I won't be hitting you with it in that sense. I will be burning you with it, but it's to make you stronger, son. It's to empower you with unholy magic.
I understand pain is just weakness leaving the body. I can do this, sir.
You got this.
Tonight we're down our unpronounceable Jebediah Bajijum, as I said, unpronounceable. We will assume that after his mystical card hurling last episode, he just needs to. He's got to case the vapors. He's got to lay down and
He's got to take a long chance
for a little while. Our favorite luchador, however, has woken up in second-class luggage after his long sleep. Who you got there, Eddie?
That's right. Ivan has he's been traveling luggage class, just sort of propping up suitcases and weighing some down. And I don't know. He's probably going to be a little confused when he wakes up, but mostly hungry, I would assume. And yeah, he'll stumble in. He'll do something, and he'll probably assume that all the luggage are fans.
See, they had you in the passenger car, but Ivan snores so bad that they kindly requested that you take your magnificence to the baggage cart.
It did not sound.
It is understandable. Not everybody can withstand the greatness that is Ivan.
This is true. So we left kind of in a cliffhanger last time. You're in this wonderful train that's been kitted out for some serious battle conditions. It's been armored up. It's got a huge razor sharp cattle scoop on the front, I guess you could call it. Well, it's a cattle mutilator at this point. It's got blast doors that come down over the windows, giving you just little slits that you can see out of. And at first you questioned why a train would need all of this serious protection. And then you found out there's a horde of incredibly large buffalo nearly took out several of the train cars before Bejebums, the unpronounceable one, was able to break their ranks with some mystical magic, and everyone else had a hand in that as well. And he seemed to be doing okay after the train made its agonizing, slow uphill to the now very speedy downhill, downslope. Just as sun's going down and night's starting to come on, a scream from one of the passenger car all of you are in, except for Ivan. Got something special in store for Ivan. As one of the missionaries looks out the window, no one can see what they're possibly having such a fit over. Until she points up, and just as she does that, one of these enormous bison comes streaking down, breaking the roof of the passenger car that you're in. And the fact that underneath that, it's half a bison actually, because in the hole that it left, you can see this stony skinned flying creature holding the other half, getting ready to hurl it down upon another of the passenger cars. The half of the bison that has wrecked your roof and dropped into your passenger car seems to have hit a mark, though, as you see there's a bit of blood and a couple of legs that are just kind of twitching. Some booted feet that are just kind of twitching from underneath the carcass. And we
got work for you, Scab.
Yeah, we'll pick up there. The creature is high in the sky, and your passenger car actually quickly passes it by. It's hovering there for a moment as your car streaks below it, and you see that it's got another half of this bison that likely it's going to hurl at another car. So we'll just pick up there. What do you guys do? First of all, the blast windows are up as the alarm signal hasn't been given, other than some screams and cries. No one's pulled the rope.
And if it's above us, is it just above us?
Well, it was. So your car, your train is streaking below it. So it's hanging in the air, almost hovering for a moment, but your car seems to be faster. So you pass it by.
Okay.
I don't know if pulling the shutters is valuable right now or not, since they don't protect us from above.
Yeah, there's not a lot of above left in your particular passenger car.
Might move people to the next one, perhaps.
Yeah. One of the missionaries is just looks like they might have snapped. They're grabbing the booted foot of whoever was under that half of a bison and just weakly tugging. It's like, merciful God in heaven, I know you're still alive under there, Shim. Hang on, buddy. I'll get you out. Twitch your left foot if you're still. Yeah, there you go. You're still with me. He's starting to pulls the boot off.
Question. Can I see Shem standing there?
Yes. Shem is just there with the face palm looking at his companion.
So, okay. I have an idea, and it's definitely some Joe level of shenanigans here. So just tell me if it's not going to work, and I'm absolutely cool with that. I have the spell Rending, which lets me, damage an object. The manifestation that I rolled when I took the spell is the object disappears and then reappears in a worn, shabby condition.
Mm-hmm.
Does it account? So I know if I were to cast this on this half a buffalo, would it account for the movement of the train?
You don't know. I don't think you've ever been in this position before.
I don't think I have either, and that's totally because I don't really care if next question, how far back in the train is this?
You guys are about midway. So you're yeah.
Yeah, because last thing I would want to do is to wreck another car to try and get rid of this buffalo. Yeah, I got nothing. This is on all of you.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to pause your scene for a minute. We're going to go to Ivan, who The screams kind of woke him up, but it was the fading applause of the crowd as far as you're concerned. The dream that you just have. You get up, stretch, pop your neck. You're in the baggage compartment. The train is thumping along below you.
God, help us! Why?
Yeah.
You wake up with just a powerful hunger, and being just a car away from they don't have a full kitchen in this. The train is too small, but they've got a little preparation area where they can heat things up and do hot beverages, coffee, teas, that sort of thing.
And there's a dead buffalo for you to eat through too.
So, Ivan, what do? You're completely oblivious to what's going on.
I startle awake, and like as you say, I just hear noise, and so my sleep-addled brain probably assumes it's something else. I'm Ivan, and I kind of give a stretch. I'm probably hearing the screams, but only very muffled. I'm not really awake yet. Probably thinking it's just leftovers from whatever my dream was. I was flying through the air, about to body slam somebody. I'm feeling good, so I get up and
of the crowd.
It was the screams of the crowd. I'm getting up and I'm walking through. I'll walk to the edge of the car to enter the next car. I'll kind of open up the door or whatever.
Yeah.
And what is the next car that I walk into?
The next car is it would be a dining car and a proper train. But in this one again, it's the train ride just lasts 12 hours or so. So it just basically heats up things. Just a small griddle. They can heat coffee and tea, that sort of thing. There's one person on duty now. He's opening a window. He's got the ovens going and it's very hot in here, sees you, notices who you are right away. It's like, Mr. Ivan, I've got some buckwheat slapjacks here for you. If you're interested, they got a lot of fresh butter for you. He starts his griddle up. He's got his slapjack going and he looks through the window. He says, "What's that?" And you see a gray hand dart in, grasping him around the neck. Now, this window that I described is only about a 1x2 window, but this hand manages to grab this guy by the neck and force his entire body through this 1x2 window, which causes a lot of blood, cracking of spine, snapping a bone, all sounds that Ivan has heard many times from his foes. But your cook has just been ripped through this little 1x2 opening, leaving behind most of his skin, blood, and bone behind, which sadly drops into your flapjacks as it sizzles away on the oven.
Damn it.
Ivan will just be stunned for a second
here.
He'll just be stunned for a moment. My flapjacks! And he bends down for a second to look out the window and see what the hell just took his.
Yeah, so there's
look at the flapjacks to see if one of them was still clean, maybe.
So just outside the window, it's about a 2 to 3 foot large creature, but its wingspan is maybe 8 feet. And it's got like the gobbets of flesh that was able to pull through that little opening and stuffing it into his mouth. Kind of looks at you, gives you a big old grin as it just starts to chew on a little bit of this guy's ear. And then your train kind of whizzes by.
I don't think that Eddie's aware of the whole train system yet necessarily.
Nope. Eddie was falling asleep when you guys boarded. A wrestler of his prowess needs lots of beauty sleep.
All right, perfect. So he will remain unaware.
Mm-hmm. Now you start hearing the screams, Ivan, from cars forward of you. So back to you guys. There's another buckle as the whole train jumps. There's a screeching of metal. You think that other half of the bison probably landed in a car behind you. Not a reduction in speed though. Probably, maybe you think the same thing has happened. The half of the carcass is smashed through a roof, but hasn't taken a car off the track. So you're still whole. You're still chugging along.
Boy, was somebody want to give me a boost up on the roof and I'll see if I can shoot at this thing?
Sure thing, Mr. Chance.
Scab's like all of 4 feet tall.
Hey, but he's strong.
He's strong as an ox. Sure. I mean, that's enough. But Chance is a tall man, right? You're over 5'5", 5'6".
Toss him right up there.
I got you, sir.
So
It's
since I
enough.
yeah, since I knew what I can do with my gun now, I decided on a few mods for it to have been put onto it. So
Sure. Yeah. So your
I wanna
train, you're middle of the train.
Mhm.
The creature that you saw through the opening in the roof is now like your train has left it behind. It seems to be hovering in the air behind, arms kind of crossed and just kind of watching. It's enormous. It's 8, maybe 10 feet tall, but there are smaller versions of it. Some of them only 2-3 feet tall, some of them 6 feet tall, that are kind of streaking beside the train. And every now and then you see one of them dart an arm in and grab and pull out a body.
Hit the shutters.
All right. Yeah. Chance yells out, hit the shutters.
I'll grab him. Yeah.
Okay. You pull the cord, causing blam. This still. So Ivan, you don't know the protocol because you're half asleep when you boarded. You are stunned by the sound of slabs of metal. The little window you were looking out of, there's suddenly it's a slab of steel that slams down over it, leaving just a little few inches of a viewport. And again, the screams from around you. You also feel the as your second to last car in the train just bumps a little bit, goes airborne for just a moment, but then lands on the rails as it should and continues on. We're still not I'm still not going to call for initiative yet. I just want to kind of get the idea of what you guys are looking at. So Chance knows that they were taking opportune moments to snatch people through windows. The safety blast doors, we want to call them, have fallen now, which should stop that, as the visor ports are only like a few inches.
Glass window.
Yeah.
Mr. McIntyre, if you want, I can maybe, I don't really know what to call it, but I can do that floaty thing. Maybe float and smack at them if they get close to the sides.
That sounds like a good plan for if things continue going south. I'm quite worried that if you do your floaty thing and you float outside the train, you'll be left behind. We are moving at quite a bit of speed.
It's my wife. She came to murder me.
Okay. It was bound to happen.
You probably deserved
your
it.
time's up.
Thanks,
Jamie.
Jamie.
Something you did.
And Mr. McIntyre, thank you so much for pointing that out. I don't think too fast anymore. I'm so glad you're so smart, sir.
We make a good team. So the car that we're in, it's got like a giant hole in the roof, right?
It does.
That these things could come in through.
Yep. Help me cover.
I am thinking that maybe you should come down from there and we should close this car off. That way they can't get access to the rest of the train.
I like that thinking.
You're saying we just need to lift up that big piece of metal there and push it up there?
I mean, I suppose if you could put something in to block the hole, that would be perfectly acceptable.
I'll look at the crushed half a bison on the floor of our train car and I'll be like, that would work.
Actually, the hole it made's a bit larger than the half of the bison that's in the middle of the floor here.
Maybe that'll give a smaller entryway, make it easier for you folks to shoot them if they come in.
While you guys ponder that, the cut scenes for a moment, Ivan. So this is where the screams start up, and you look forward to the next train car, and you see through the window. The curtains are drawn. So you're in this car. There's a little gap between you and the next car, but you can kind of see through the windows, and there's like some shadow play. You see some silhouettes, and then there's as just blood splatters all over the inside of that window.
All right. Time to get serious. Are there any edible pancakes on this river?
He'd already made half a stack. Actually, you got three buckwheat pancakes right there. There doesn't seem
Fantastic. I'm going to literally take all three of them, just sort of slather something on them, syrup, whatever, and shove them as far in my mouth as I can, so I can free up my hands. And then with the pancakes still sticking out of my mouth, I'm going to run from this car into the next car. And as I enter the next car, just announce, Ivan is here, with pancakes in my mouth. And what do I find when I go into that next car?
It's one of the medium-sized gargoyles. You notice that this car has the front half of an enormous bison laying in the middle of the car. It looks like it crushed several people beneath it. There's a gaping hole in the roof of this car. And there's also one more of these stony skin winged creatures in here. Not a small one. The one you saw outside the window was only 2 to 3 feet tall, but had a very large wingspan. This one's more like 5 feet tall or so. Its wings are folded in, and you walk in just as it grabs a person that's kind of running, grabs one arm, and then on the upswing grabs the other arm, and then pulls them together behind them, and the person is just everything bursts out of the front as it just takes one side of the body and just makes it nice and compressed with the other side of the body, and then everything just erupts out of the front.
A tube of toothpaste.
All right. I'm going to point a finger at this thing and yell something menacing but incomprehensible with pancakes in my mouth. Yeah. And then I'm going to run at it as hard as I can and just try and I'm guessing the bison there on the floor is between me and it.
It's actually it's closer to you. So it's
it's
you coming through the door, this creature, bison, other door. Now, when you said, you didn't say that you were opening the doors between. So I kind of get the idea that you just bash through the doors.
Yeah. I just bash the doors down.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you one round free before we enter initiative. So you surprise this thing as it's in the midst of just tearing this poor fool apart that was in this cab.
Does the bison, since I'm assuming you mentioned this was the front half, I think?
It's the front half, yeah.
This front half of this bison that's behind this thing, does this bison have horns?
It does, in fact, have horns. Yes, it does.
Fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run at this thing. I'm going to continue running at this thing full tilt as hard as I can. And my intent is to just leap at it, tackling it, almost football style. And my intent is to try and tackle this thing and shove it down into the horns of the bison.
Sure. That sounds fine. So this is basically a grapple. Okay. So it's going to be, you're going to make a strength check. It's going to make a strength check. It's basically highest wins.
Okay. Let's see here. So strength check.
You can do it. Check something here. This is a medium. So. All right. Did you roll?
Yeah, 14.
14. Nice. Okay. And only got a 9. So you have it grappled. Okay. So you wanted to force it down onto that horn, right?
Yep.
So that's the idea. I think since you had momentum, you kind of charged in here. I'll let you go ahead and do that this round too. So you grapple it from behind. It turned just enough to notice you as you barrel into it, and you kind of force it onto that horn. So now I think to direct it, make me. No, you know what? I'm just going to let you do damage to it this round. You beat it significantly on the strength check. So you're going to force it down on it. I'll let you go ahead and roll the damage yourself. So this bison, let's see, what did I give this bison for? Bison giant, gore. Roll 2d8. That's how much damage it will take. I'm going to say this also ends your grapple. Okay, so you kind of force it onto this horn, and then that's going to end the grapple.
Yeah, it's almost like a momentary grapple,
Yep.
like a tackle.
6 points of damage. Okay.
Oh man, that was not as good as I hoped.
All right, there we go. So we're gonna switch scenes before we go into combat with Eddie. So you guys decided that you're gonna try and block that hole up. You've got half the rear half of a bison in here, a hole that's slightly larger than that rear half of a bison. How do you want to do this?
I mean, I do get an increase to my dice type for all strength checks.
Mm-hmm.
So a 12-year-old boy is just going to get down underneath that bison and just muscle up.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm going to say you can do it. I mean, you are mighty strong. The problem is, though, that you're also mighty short. So even though you do clear the ground and you've got this over your head with your arms fully outstretched, it probably still is only like 5 feet in the air. And you got like another, 3 feet you got to go to plug up that hole.
I have an idea.
Viscera. And so half of the intestines are still in the body. So as you lift it up, they start like pulling out and just like spaghetti falling on the floor. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
I guess I'll help scoop Shem out from underneath of him.
Yeah. Shem was definitely toothpaste tubed. He's
Is there?
I didn't get to say last time. I wanted to just spend.
the other missionaries like, the good Lord can repair him.
I want to spend a round last time aiming at just whoever is closest, so I can shoot them now.
All right. So again, Scab, you guys have an idea. Scab's a little too short to plug that hole, and you got to figure out a way to kind of wedge it up in there as well. Now, there's plenty of jagged bits of metal up there that you could just kind of shove the bulk of that meat on. It would still leave something of a gap around the edge, but it would fill up most of that hole.
Okay. So maybe you're saying like I just kind of do like try and toss it up and see if I can hook it.
Okay, I tell you what, I'm not concerned about your strength. I'm concerned about your aim. So why don't you make me a ranged attack?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Well, AC is low because it's not moving, but you can still miss.
Okay. I guess I'll just I don't really have any weapons plugged in that have an agility thing, so I'll just make an agility test so it can account for that modifier.
That's perfectly fine. Okay, yeah, you do it. You hurl it up there. It gets the body, because of your strength, it gets jammed into some of the sharp pieces of metal. So it kind of just hangs there as more of the intestines start to unspool onto the ground. You hear a few people getting the banker, the kind of assholey guy that was on here last time. It was that gave McIntyre the short shrift. He's just in the corner. He's just terrified. He's holding his valise very closely. He's looking at all those intestines come down. And then, of course, delayed by its sudden death, the bison finally lets go of its bowels and right on him, right on the banker. Just perfect.
Okay.
Now you've still got a small hole. Well, it's not that small, actually. You've got like a hole that's a good 4x4 or so, but the vast majority of it's blocked up.
All right. I have an idea. No promises that it'll work. We need to take that bison dung and we need to place it directly underneath the hole.
Sir, yes, sir.
It's just start moving large bits of dung over. Okay.
All right. I'm not sure if this will work because I technically this spell I have to cast it at a patch of dirt, but fertilizer dirt. I don't know if it's close enough. But I'm going to try and cast instant cactus on that dung to try and grow cactus to plug the hole.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
All
You're
right.
gonna grow some cactus in this dung. That's great.
Go ahead and
crap
make me
cactus.
Make me that spell casting roll.
Let me double check. I got my numbers right. It's intelligence modifier plus level, if I'm correct.
Mhm.
What is my intelligence modifier right now? It's a 0.
What's your mercurial on that? What's the effect of it?
So the instant cactus, its manifestation just tells you what kind of cactus you get.
Mhm.
And it is a pipe organ. Where is it at? Yeah, an organ pipe cactus.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and cast it. I really want this to work, so I'm gonna take a point of strength off.
Ooh. So how do you maim yourself to get that extra point?
I pull out my small knife and I cut across my palm and I juice my hand a little bit on top of the dung pile.
Okay.
That would actually be a
Oh my
22.
Okay.
I'm bad.
What's your 22 result?
22. Incantation calls forth 1d5 plus 1 cacti of the normal type. Each additional cacti sprouts up where the occultist wants them, and they must be within 20 feet of the first.
Okay. So since you can decide where they all sprout from, we can say that they're all really tight together in a
I'm
clump and they
thinking-
just kind of go straight up. Yeah, and they're a little taller than you need, so they kind of come up out of the top of
Yeah.
the train, but you've got it all blocked up pretty good now.
Yeah, I like that. I need to roll 1d5. See how many. But yeah, getting that good of a thing, I'll just completely plug that hole with cacti. That
Yes, you
is
do. Yes, you
an
do.
equal
Absolutely.
signal. I get
Say,
6
yeah,
cactus.
6. Yeah. So you get 6 of them tightly clumped and they just shoot up. And so there you got this cactus growing out of this large pile of dung. Eddie, we're going into initiative now. You and the monster.
All right. Let's see here. Great. Just what I wanted. Super low initiative.
It didn't do much better, but it did do better. So an 8.
Oh, that didn't. It didn't send it to you for some reason. Okay.
I show a 2.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I guess-
And I got an 8, so it'll go first. So it pulls itself from the bison horn, turns around at you. You notice that it doesn't drip blood. Instead, it looks like there's like literally a puncture hole through its body. And you don't see like organs or blood or anything. It's just you can see light through the hole. It's kind of cracked around the hole as well. Its flesh seems to be very, very stone-like. So it will now attack you. Let's see, it's +3. Move this over here so I can see better. 2 monitors and there's still not enough real estate. I need like 4. I think 4 would do.
I've got 3, and sometimes it's not enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we go. That's going to miss, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Does it have more than one attack? Nope. 1d20. So your turn. So it lashes out with you with these large talon claws, trying to do like a double rake on you, and you just sidestep it, and it's your turn, Mr. Ivan.
I will go. Let's see here. What do I want to do?
The creature looks down at its wrist.
Are there other people in
Surly
this
creature.
car? What are the other
Do
people in
what?
the car will call out? Backbreaker!
All right, so this thing has stood up. It's off the bison horn.
And it kind of lunged
right.
at you, trying to double claw you.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run up. I'm going to try and grapple it again around the waist, but this is one of the I'm just doing this as just a single move. I'm going to grab it around the waist, spin 180 and just reverse pile drive it. Try and pile drive it back into the horn again.
Okay. Yeah. I tell you what. So that's definitely going to be your on your lucha die, your special maneuver there. If you nail it, then we can do the extra damage on that, and I'll give you the pile driver as well.
Okay, so let's do. I'll just roll normally, I guess.
Yep.
That should roll my lucha die.
Looking for an AC at 16, 19,
and I maxed out the lucha die.
Oh my
Okay.
Heck yeah!
So 9 points of damage. It already took some damage from the horn. Okay, so what does that result give you on the? What did you do again? What was the maneuver?
Oh, just kind of like a reverse
Pile driver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So do the 2d8 damage on top of that. Is it you slam it into the horn as well? And did that add your lucha die damage into the day? It didn't. So it's 13 points plus another 14. Wow. Okay. It shatters almost like stone. And you're holding probably you're holding bits of it in your hands.
I'll stand up and like dust it out of my hands, and anybody who's left in the car, I'm just gonna like make a pose for a second.
Yeah, there's a few scared people. Like one younger guy's like, gives you the slow clap.
As soon as the moment kind of wears off, I'll kind of clear my throat. I probably still got bits of pancake in there. Swallow finally after a couple of minutes, and then I'll try and get everybody together, and like we have to move forward in the train. Like I'm trying to get them out of the rear of the train and up forward towards where everybody else is.
I'm gonna say the next cabin was kind of like the lounge kind of area, so it's not a passenger, and most of the people, this is late at night, so there wasn't anyone in here, but just forward to that is the rest of your group is standing around. There's a cactus growing inside of this train car for some reason, so you heard everybody in there. Behind you, however, you hear a couple of thunks as it seems like more of these creatures have come in through the hole that you left behind. But you are now
Shoot them still.
safely in the same cabin as your friends. So Ivan comes in leading 4 people in front of him. It's getting a little tight in here, especially with those 5 large cactus that are growing through the roof. The train, though, seems to be continuing to chug ahead. It hasn't lost any speed at all.
Well, if it's getting crowded, I'll volunteer to go back to where Ivan came from. Give him more room.
No. Hold on. As I'm shoving passengers forward into the next cars and we're getting towards where everybody else is, if I turn around and look back, have these things that came in through the car I was in, have they reached the lounge car yet?
No, they're still coming in through the hole. So they're 2 cars away. So you've got the middle lounge car between you and them.
Gotcha. Is there any kind of a manual release between the cars to let go of that car?
There is, like when you pass from car to car, right? You're passing over a small flexible gangway, and below that is basically a pin. That if you're strong, it's not supposed to be done while you're in motion, of course. But if a fellow were strong enough, you might be able to do the lever and release it. And what you would lose is it's 1, 2, 3. You would be losing 4 cars. But you came from the last car this way, so you know that there's not anyone else back there that's alive. Just their luggage. Just their luggage.
Yeah. I will relay that to everybody else. Just say there's nobody back there, except for those creatures that came in. Yep. Thanks to my amazing feat of wrestling prowess.
Well, then I guess it's the question. I get what you're putting down. We are here to protect the train. I don't know if I feel comfortable ditching. You're muted, Jake. Ditching those cars.
If we ditch the cars, nobody's getting them back.
And then it would also cause a problem for the next time through because no one's coming out here to clear cars off a.
I'm going to yell from up on top of the roof. They can fly anyways.
Wait, so you didn't come back through the hole that they
No,
plugged?
I've been waiting to shoot
You're still on the
people
roof.
outside.
In which case, I tell you what, let's give you a scene here.
All right.
2 of these gargoyles dropped in behind Ivan leaving.
I mean, I don't expect to be useful,
you would
but-
have shots. You would have shots at them as they're basically dropping into those holes. So there's 2 of them. They are moving fairly fast. So like they're zooming up from the end of the train cars and then just basically folding their wings and dropping through the holes. I will give you a round.
Okay.
We'll say, let's see, so 3 cars back. So we're going to say 20, 40, 60. We'll say 65 feet is the range.
No problem for me.
Mhm.
That's still medium range.
Okay, so you have 2 targets. You're going to concentrate on one, or are you going to shoot at both?
Maybe we can just throw them off. So we'll put one on each. Well, we'll see what happens first. We'll start with one and see how it goes. Unfortunately,
Draw your cards.
since I was aiming earlier, I got the
we're
double
aiming.
set trigger, so I also get a +1 from it.
Yeah, that's right. You had some maintenance done on your guns while you were at the last fort.
Yep. So a little fancier now.
It is indeed.
So safe for 1 shot. Let's see how it rolls.
16 is enough to hit it.
Nice. I don't think it counts my D die either.
Right, it does not into the damage. I think it does count for the hit though. No, it doesn't.
That'd be a 19.
That's a 19 to hit and 9 points of damage.
If
And
it
you hit
counts
your
as
deed.
if it counts as natural with the D die, then it's in my crit range. It doesn't. Okay. It's hoping.
Oh wait, no. Well, okay, it doesn't count as a natural 20, but if your crit range includes a 19,
It does.
yeah, I'd give it to you. So the question though, you didn't specify what's going on with your deed die.
I forgot.
So it went off. So whenever you forget, you have a standard deed that a character. If you haven't defined it, define it now. What is the standard?
I pretty much always do the free bleeder because it
Okay,
reduces their accuracy and causes bleeding damage.
sure, sounds good.
Let's see if I can get up to my character sheet and find it. I'm so far down in the book. It's
Now,
so
here's
long.
the thing about this. Here's the thing about this creature, though. Here, let's do the crit. What table do you roll on?
Let's see here. It is, of course, it's cut off on
Actually,
the
no.
character.
This is just firearms. Just the firearm.
Yep.
Okay. So roll your crit.
I get a D10. And it's plus luck, right?
Yes.
Yep, plus luck.
Yeah. 9. Bullet passes through the target's abdomen, piercing the spleen, causing it to vomit blood. Blah 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 blah. It doesn't do anything extra.
Dang.
Creature has so this is like some meta. Creature has some vulnerable locations. If the crit description doesn't include that vulnerable description, that vulnerable area, the crit doesn't do anything. Okay. Your
So-
damage is good though.
Yeah.
So you do the 9 points of damage.
Mhm.
9 points. Okay. You do the 9 points of damage. And it's, it has the same effect as if you were shooting at like a statue. It chips instead of bleeds. It cracks. And I'm going to assume this is the first one. Folds its wings and it drops into the car. Now you've got a second shot, right?
Yep, I do. And it's a 7, so I should be all right here.
Good.
Take a -1 now. Oh, and there it is. There it is. It had to happen. I'll pay my
Poor
boon to cancel it out.
Okay.
But I still, it's a -1, so I don't know.
So
Does that end my
when
turn?
when you have a good draw, but then you have a bad roll like this, you don't have to roll on the fumble chart, but you still get the hex, and it
Right.
does end. Yeah, you're basically
my
your
turn.
gun jam.
Okay.
All right. So now let's
guess-
go ahead and have everyone initiate at this point. Then that was your free.
I was probably gonna. I just have one, but it's a carbine and a shotgun. So
Right. So then the whole gun jams.
yeah, I figure if I get some movement, I'm just gonna move on back to the end of the car and drop down and come in.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So everybody, go ahead and roll your initiative.
Make sure you select your token first.
Yes, please, so that it will populate the turn order thing.
Way, I'm not out there by myself today.
Okay.
Is everybody rolled?
I'm trying to remember. I get weird modifiers to my
Initiative.
needs that.
Make sure I'm on
What?
a token properly.
How did I get a 0?
I don't know.
I rolled a.
Oh, because you put a plus with the 3, so it did a plus +3. So it just put the number in instead of the plus. Did you do a
okay.
modifier? Yeah, so just put the number instead of a plus. Just and
Okay. Oh, yeah. My bad. I was trying to be helpful.
Technology, folks. It makes life easier.
Oh.
Wow. That's a roll. That's a roll.
Chance
Yeah.
likes to go first.
Okay, so has everybody rolled their initiative now? Good. All right. So Chance with the 23. There we go. You go first. So the way I described your free scene, one of them dropped through the hole. The second one hasn't yet dropped through the hole. So your shooting kind of interrupted the narrative a little bit. So the second one's about to drop into the hole.
I figure at this
you've got
point,
initiative.
I'll probably just aim down the carriage. And if I don't see any, I'll just wait until I do, and then I'll shoot one.
Yep. I'm trying to think if you have to take an action to clear your jam. I don't think a gunslinger has to. I think it just ends your turn and you're good for the next. Let's go with that for now. I don't want to look it up.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead.
And do I see one to shoot then?
Yes, the second one is about it's folded its wings and is about to plummet down into the car, but hasn't
We're
quite
still
yet.
shooting at that first one. Ooh. Actually got lucky. Maybe. We'll see.
You got the card draw.
All right.
Boom. 13 is going well. It didn't include your D die, which is only a 1. 14 is going to miss. It's not going to hit. It's not going to clear its AC. So you get the shot off, but it just goes wide.
Trying to remember. We can recover luck, or is that only a certain class that recovers luck?
Only certain classes recover luck.
Just ever?
Luck is something I can award through the game, but you don't get it back unless you've got a particular class thing that gives it back to you.
I need my luck stat to be so high.
Oh, which reminds me, because I haven't done this often enough, McIntyre's cool thing with the cactus can have a luck point. You can take a luck for the cool thing with the
I
cactus.
won't argue with that. That means I've got 4 luck right now.
All right, so Scab, you're up next. You're shooting.
I'll take more shots, but
No, you're going to take some more shots. Go ahead.
yeah.
So
never
remember,
know.
you got a -1 per bullet. After
Yep.
Yep.
It's 5.
Good draw.
Maybe I'll get lucky.
Hold on a second. Scab, he's taking another shot. That's going to miss as well.
Yeah, and then I got a jack, so that's a +1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it offsets. Wow, just worse and worse.
Yep. So blam, blam, blam. 3 shots, and you miss, and it drops through the hole. So Scab, you?
Well, I got every bit of faith in Mr. McIntyre's cactus here, keeping this car safe. But I know I haven't said their stuff back further. So I'm not saying it's a smart decision, but I'm going to run straight towards where maybe more of these will come through. I'm going to go running back that other way.
Okay. So you go through, I'm going to say with your movement, you can go through your car door, hop over into the next car door. The door is probably left open by Ivan. I don't think Ivan's a door closer. So you're streaking through basically the lounge. And since he left the door open, you can see in the next car, two of these creatures have just finished plummeting into the cars. They're kind of limbering out their wings a little bit. Your full movement, I'm going to say, will get you to that door, but not through it. If you want to take all of your actions to just run across.
I'd like to do that. If I do my full movement doing it that way, can I still activate one of my my dark trying to remember the term for it, dark inheritances?
Yeah, and that can be activated anytime during your turn. It doesn't take an action to activate. So yes, you can.
All right, so I'm going to run back as far as possible, get to that last gateway to come back to hit these innocent people. I'm going to yell at them, "You will not pass!" And my skin will start to turn to where the pores open wider and worms start coming out, and I start looking more like a dead poke, like I really should look after all that's happened. Okay. And I will channel the quirk of the bull as this tiny 12-year-old's body will just swell up. You will not pass. You will not get through here. And his tiny little 4-foot tall frame swells up into about 4.5 feet tall, but it's really swole.
Yeah. I like to think that your head doesn't get any bigger.
No.
So it's just everything grows around the head. You get this little pea of a head. You take up a large amount of the middle passage. They certainly couldn't get around you to get out of that door behind you. The door is just a small door. Like Ivan had to go through sideways.
Turned into like a 4.5 foot tall crane, maybe.
Pretty much. I'm gonna put you. So you have the car they're in, the middle car, and then the car where everyone is. So you've gone through your car and you're at the door, about to enter the car where they all are. Okay, and remember, there's this little step between cars where you're exposed to the night. You know, it's very small. It's only like a couple feet of distance, but you are outside at that point.
Okay.
All right. So we'll end you there. Killian, you're up.
Okay. Regarding the space between the cars, that's what I was about to ask about. So I'll head out the same direction Scab did, but I'll stop at the space between the first two cars. And I want to try to sort of lean over the side to see if I can't get a good sight of gargoyles flying around.
You don't see any more flying around on the outside, but way back, and the entire length of your train has already passed it by. There's a really big one, probably the one that hurled the buffalo through the cars. It's just kind of hovering in space, kind of just overseeing what's going on.
Okay, in that case, I'll stick my head back in, then I'll continue moving up.
100, probably more like 200 is the range at this point. Speed and train and all.
I'm no longer concerned about that one, at least. So I'll just try to catch up to Scab to make sure if anything happens,
okay. You open the door and then you can't quite get through as Scab is all swole and taking up all the space. You can barely see around him.
That's all right. Excellent. Pleasant surprise.
All right.
That'll be my turn.
To their turn. So they're both, because they've got to go through the tiny door, they can only file through one at a time, but they see Scab and his challenge of "you shall not pass." They're like, "Oh, heck yeah, we're passing." So the first one barrels through and is going to charge at Scab. All right. Let's see what we got here. Scabs. What's your AC, Scab?
See, we get our level and our dex. So 13.
Blam. Ooh, 21. So the first one's going to hit.
So for what it's worth, he'll have to reduce whatever damage he's doing by a dice type, and then he'll have to roll twice and take the lesser of the two.
Yep. So +2. So on the chain, it's going to reduce to a D6. And he needs to roll it twice, you say. So I'm going to roll the plus. Well, no, I have to roll it with it. So, yeah. Right. First roll, 6 points. Second roll, 4 points. You lose 4 points of damage as it claws into you.
Also, Too Old just bought everyone 5 boons.
Oh, All right.
So we each get a boon.
We each get 5 boons.
We each get
Food.
5 boons. Wow, that should last me like a whole session.
A reminder,
That-
you start every session with 0 boons. They don't carry over between sessions.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's that one. Second one is going to come in as well and make an attack. It can't get to our favorite Frenchman because Scab is so swole and in the way. So they're both going after Scabs, which might be unfortunate, might not be unfortunate. That's going to hit. It's not a crit, but it's going to hit. And again, it's got to reduce. So here's that first damage roll, a mere 4 points. Second damage roll, a 5. So you take 4 more points of damage as they both burst in and start tearing at your flesh. They don't seem to be intimidated at all by your visage.
I don't really care how you feel. You're not getting through.
Ivan the bear is up next. You're in a cab full of weeping and crying and lots of fearful people. And it smells, you notice as you scent the air, it is laden heavily with fecal smells.
Yes, I will turn towards the cactus, and before doing anything, just go, this cactus smells funny.
It's quite pretty, though. It's got blooms coming up on it. So what do you want to
do? Well, all the action seems to be down the cars away from us.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't any cars further up for us to move people into, are there?
Yes.
There are. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to start trying to marshal
literally
everybody.
in the middle car. So there's more up.
I'm going to try and marshal the people together and get them out of this car. In case things move this way, we want to be able to use this as maybe a fighting car. The cactus is there as an obstacle, all that junk. So I'm going to just try and kind of gather everybody and kind of marshal them forward into a car further up.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. Do you go first, or do you kind of force them through first?
Not knowing any better, thinking all the danger is behind us, I'm gonna assume that Ivan just sort of brings up the rear and kind of tries to push them, almost kind of coax them forward into the next car.
Okay, so you start doing that, and you hear screams from the first people that are pushed through.
I push them into a blender.
Would Ivan be able to tell that the screams are coming from ahead? Or is it noisy enough on the train? Okay.
No, absolutely. It's from the first group of people that went through the door. Just the screams start. It's just hysterical screaming.
All right. Well, he'll just kind of stop everybody for a second, push them out of the way, and kind of push his way up to the front of the column.
All right.
He's going to excuse me.
Yep. So there's one lady that's up front, and she's just screaming, and she just cannot stop screaming. It's the car is just blanketed in blood. All the people that are in this car have been torn apart, and there's one little gargoyle, maybe 2.5 feet tall, little bitty thing. He's wearing a corpse like a costume. He's burst his way through the guy's body. He's pushed his arms and his feet out, and he's wearing the human. He's just doing a little dance, in the middle of the car.
Is there like a hole or anything in this car? Like, can I see a way for him to
He's
have
small
come
enough
in?
to have come through the windows before the blast doors dropped.
Before the blast doors.
Yeah.
All right. I will very calmly just kind of grab this young lady or whatever very gently by the waist and sort of excuse me and kind of shove her off to the side.
The screaming is starting to calm down, not because she's not hysterical, but because she's like screamed herself hoarse. So it's like
she's just run out of air. So while she's still screaming and pointing and all that, I just kind of scooch her to the side.
That's fine.
And then I'm just going to pick up steam and run it.
I'm going to say that all of that is probably one action, so you can't start running just.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I've used all my motion.
Yep.
All right.
Pierce,
so
you're up.
Ivan
has just herded people forward, and then the screaming started. You have no idea what's going on there. You hear shots from the roof, realizing that you've left chance up there before you sealed things up.
But I've got Scab in front of me, swole up, battling.
Well, no, Scab's not in the same car as you. Scab has ran forward. He's not in the same car as you are.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to do the same
Ran
thing.
to the rear, I should say.
I'm going to run in the direction that Scab went.
Okay, you're brought up short as Killian is out in the little. You're in the little between cars thing, exposed to the night air. Just a couple of feet there. Between the cars, by the way, there are these little ladder rungs that you could climb up to get on top of a car. Like they're made for just technicians. Like they're really not safe. They're really bitty.
Yeah.
But you can't go further forward because Scab is amazingly swole, and he's just taking up all this space.
I just got to get behind Scab. That's all I want.
You are behind
just
Scab,
to
but
catch up with Scab.
the doors open in, and it was left open. So like you can see in, and you can see past Scab to these two things that are attacking him.
All right.
So you have line of sight.
That's fine. I'm not worried about the creatures. I am going to cast. I'm going to activate my branding iron because it takes an action to activate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to spend 2 of the boons that 2 old bought us.
Okay.
To upgrade my die size to a D30.
All right.
Oh, thanks. Burn me for greater power, Daddy.
You got it. So this is a D30 plus 2. I got a 4.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to use another boon to re-roll that.
Should re-roll that. Okay. Yeah. It is a re-roll, so you get to keep your die size increase. So
good.
You re-roll it as it was. Oh wow, that's still bad.
12. That's not a loss.
Okay.
But it's not what
Good
I
either.
want.
So what does it do?
Well, that's rending. I need to go to my branding iron. Come here, branding iron. I awaken the hellfire stored in my branding iron for D3 rounds. And on a touch attack, it deals D4 plus strength plus the iron's magical modifier. So I got a -1 strength. So it's just going to deal D4.
It's basically a magical weapon.
Yeah, it's a D4.
So I'm going to say the thing, branding iron is probably about 2-3 feet long. You could, like, if one of the creatures are close, you could kind of jam it in next or beside of Scabs. What I'll have you do is make a melee check, okay? But if you fumble, instead of rolling on the fumble chart, what's going to happen is you're going to hit Scab instead.
So I guess a question on this. I used my movement to get up here, and casting it takes a round.
Yes.
So would I be? I was
can't
planning on
attack this round.
I was planning on not being able to attack this round.
You cannot.
Okay.
No. Jebediah is not here. Boom. So it brings us to Chance. You got no more visuals out here except for the king daddy of these creatures that's floating behind. I'm gonna say this is all happening. It's initiative and all, but we'll say it's at the 200 mark. So if you can hit it at 200, you can take a shot at it if you want. Otherwise, there doesn't seem to be any more action out here.
Let me double check. I can't remember what the scope does. Was it worth to put a scope on it? Probably not.
I believe the scope reduces long range penalties, but your weapon still has to be able to hit at that range. If it can't, the scope doesn't do any good.
Okay, then it probably doesn't help me then, because my max is. Double check that. I get like some crazy modifier to my max range by being a gunslinger.
Mm-mm.
No, am I misremembering something?
There is a power. Hold on a second. I don't know that you get it yet, though. Hold on. Let's take a look. Classes, gunslinger. You're thinking of Eagle Eye, I think. It gives you, when using any firearm, gunslingers have additional range, giving an extra 90 feet of long range for pistols and shotguns and 600 for rifles. So you've got a pistol/shotgun. So it gives you an extra 90, but you still take the same penalty as if it was a long range attack.
I'll take the same penalty. Mm-hmm. I think that puts it within range, though, because Carbine's max range is 150.
Right. So that puts it within range, but you are at long range.
That's fine. We can do dumb things.
Yep.
Put a hole in him.
Roll a D3 for how long?
Long range is just a -1 mod. It's not horrible anyway.
Oh, that's totally doable. Never mind.
All right. Did you do a card draw?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, it's an
did you?
ace.
Oh no. Oh no.
And
Never
That's where
mind.
Dan blows all his fingers off.
I just hope Dan doesn't fall off the train.
It's probably what I deserve.
I'll cast instant cactus to catch you.
Oh no.
Just make sure it kills me, please.
Okay. What is your luck modifier? Current luck modifier.
It's a +3.
So it's going to be a -3, or +3 on the roll. It's going to be worse. Makes it worse.
It makes it worse.
Okay.
I thought it makes it better.
Oh, you're rolling on the fumble chart now, so higher result
thought-
is worse for you.
I thought luck goes against a fumble.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You
It's the
want a
reverse
low
of-
roll.
Yeah.
Oh god, I was
So
like, please, God, no.
Your
Don't
high
get
luck
worse.
giving you a minus on the fumble check is good.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like my luck is +3, but I thought on fumbles it's a minus.
Yeah, you would roll
Yes.
your d20 and then minus, or whatever size die and minus that
Yeah.
3.
All right, I got the charts. Go ahead and roll your fumble die.
Let me double check what size it is. That's one thing I have an issue with the character sheet is that most of the boxes are so narrow that the die sizes are cut off.
It's a D12 for a gunslinger.
All right, I hope you already see a 9. Okay, not quite. I tried.
Four is not bad.
What's your modifier? Oh, you already put
That's
it in.
that's
Yeah.
with it.
Weapon malfunctions. It must be tended to before it can be used again. Your attack is lost. An affected weapon must be repaired. Basically, your gun jams real bad. You got to take some time to make it better.
Which I don't. Does that still apply to the gunslinger guns?
Yes, because you still are using physical ammo unless you pay the personality for the ghost bullets. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
If I can do that in this turn, I'll just go ahead and do that to get out of the way.
That takes an action. So you take an
I haven't
action to
moved.
shoot.
Or it takes
Sure.
that action.
Yeah, it doesn't have to take a. I'll give it to you. We'll do it as a move equivalent. So you can go ahead and try to clear it. You've got to do a.
Oh, I was just going to spend the personality.
Oh, you're going to spend the personality.
I'm basically out of ammo anyways.
Okay. You still have to clear the jam, though. So even if you use the personality, I mean, you still have a physically jammed bullet in there that you have to clear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a simple DC-8 check to clear it.
Is that intelligence?
Question?
That's classes.
It's intelligence. Yep.
Theory, I'm okay at this. Nope, never mind.
Stand it up.
Yes, it did.
As
All
I
right.
do.
Yeah. I will say though that that was a pistol shot, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you can still use the shotgun function of it.
Got one round in it.
It's got a round. Yeah. Okay. We'll say that does end your turn though because you did fumble.
Yep.
Okay. Brings us to Scab. You got 2 of these things on you, Scab, and you are blocking the way for anyone else to come in, but also blocking the way for them to get out.
Okay. Well, I guess the thing to do is just to take this here shepherd's crook I got from that nice Mr. Cyclops and to whop him on the head as good as I can.
Go for
It
it.
ain't fancy, but it's what needs to happen.
It's what you got. AC 16 is what you're trying to clear.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
Well, that'll clear it.
there you go.
Wow, is that a crit or no?
That was
No,
a
it's
17.
No.
Okay.
It's not a very good damage roll.
Yeah, 4 points of damage. You hit it, and again, it's more like hitting a moving statue than a living creature. Like it cracks, and bits of stone and dust fly off of it. You think you heard it? Hard to tell. Yeah. Is that all you got?
That's all I got, because I figure I should.
Got.
Well, unless Mr. Killian, do you want me to move forward or do you want me to block this here place?
Continue blocking, as I say as I pull out my shotgun.
Okay. Sir, yes, sir.
And that brings us to Killian.
All righty. Well, I'll the guy who just got cracked with a stick, I'll take a shot at him with my shiny new coach gun.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
Okay, well,
It's not
I
a
can
fumble.
shoot again, and I'll spend a boon to increase the die size of this roll.
Okay, remember you're -1 for a second shot.
Yeah. How do I make that a larger die size? Oh.
If you guys have your macros turned on across the bottom of the screen, you should have the whole dice chain. You can just do it that way and click the button and add your modifier in. It's just easier.
Oh, I already typed it out, so boom. There we go.
Okay. Well, that hits.
Okay then.
Nice.
You said this was a shotgun?
Yes.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Oh, wow. We'll be generous and say you hit the same one that Scab already clobbered.
Yeah.
Scab doesn't get hit in the spray because, like, you're close enough that you just kind of shove the barrel into the thing and pull the trigger. So there's not much of a spray. Yeah, that works. Bringing us to their turn. Yeah, I mean, they're really the only thing they can do is attack Scab. So boom on Scab. What's your AC?
It's 13.
Yeah. Okay, so reduced die size. It's going to be either a 6 or a 3. So you can take 3.
Yay, I'll take 3.
And the other,
I'm fine.
the other one. What's your AC?
13.
Yeah. Scab is they're like just tearing chunks out of Scab. 3 more. Still up?
Yeah, I'm good. I still got a lot to go. I'm fine because the bull gives me a full extra hit die.
Bringing us to Ivan. Okay, so yeah, this is where you see the hysterical woman who's now screamed herself hoarse as there's this little 2.5-foot gargoyle just dancing, wearing the corpse of one of the people that was in the cab.
It is Charlie
He looks at
Brown
you.
time.
He takes the head that he's been kind of wearing as a hat, and he kind of treats it like a hat as he bows to you.
This is something else.
It is NFL punter time. I'm going to make the sign of a cross, point at God for a second, and tear off running across this thing, getting ready to just punt him like a football as hard as I can, either just for sheer damage sake or to mash him into a wall or something.
All right, so that's your declared stunt, we'll say. This is a small one. His AC is 14. That's not going to do it.
6 doesn't hit.
Yeah, he treats you like a charging bull, and he uses the
Charlie Brown's you.
No, he takes the corpse's shirt and he does the like a bull charging, and he does this little pirouette as you pass him by and almost slam into the wall behind him.
This little crap! I'm going to get him so hard.
Pierce.
Oh, that's me.
Yep. So you're right behind Scab. Killian just stuck a shotgun barrel forward and pulled the trigger. Seemed to not do much to the thing. You're in a similar position where you can kind of just shove that branding iron.
I'm gonna try that. This is going to be a flat D20 roll for me.
Mm-hmm.
You said I got to get 16. This is going to be rough.
Yep.
I got a 15.
Oh,
I was awarded a point of luck earlier, so I am going to spin that, take me back down to 3, and turn that into a hit. Now, I will say, I don't know if it makes a difference. This is a touch, so any armor or anything, it bypasses.
Its armor is its skin.
Yeah,
So
I figured. Yeah. Okay, and then that means I deal a. Oh, come on. Where did it go? I think it's just a D4. Yeah, just a D4.
Okay.
Worth of fire
You going after the
damage.
same one that's already taken some damage?
If that's the one that's up close, I figure I'm going to be trying to hit the close
They're
one.
both on him. So really, tactically, you could
Okay.
choose the
Yeah.
weaker.
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
going to
two.
focus fire then. Yeah.
Roll your damage.
4 damage.
Pretty
4
good, Daddy.
magical fire damage. You got it, kiddo.
Okay. What does that look like as it destroys this creature?
Yeah, so when I poke them with the brand, this spectral hellfire kind of dances out from it across the surface of the creature I hit, forming this really big P and M for Pierce McIntyre with an eyeball in the center of the P.
Nice.
Yeah, and it leaves these nasty scorch marks.
Okay. Which causes the creature to shatter, and a bit of stone lands on the ground with the PM sizzling, branded into the stone.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
All right.
my dad. Suck it.
That's end of round. So if folks want to go ahead and initiate roll some initiative.
Roll some initiative. Okay, do better. I did worse. Slightly worse.
Remember
If only I could roll my attacks like I roll my initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they got a really low initiative, so you guys should get this right.
Oh, I'm surprised I'm not last.
Has everybody rolled?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
My initiative didn't change for some reason.
Oh, what did you roll?
It's a 19, so I'm still at the top, but
Still top.
I just typed it in.
Okay. So you've got a jam in your pistol portion of your Lamont. You still could use the shotgun, but you have nowhere near the range to hit that creature, which, by the way, is now even further away because another round that train has moved.
Okay, it's not following us at least.
It's not following.
Okay,
Well, it's hovering, like it's still watching, but it's not keeping pace with the train.
Weird. But I still got to unjam my pistol, so.
Yes. All right. You want to just spend a luck and have that work?
I guess. I really am hesitant to spend my luck because I'm going to die. I'm going to need 18 luck to have like a 10% chance of not dying.
Okay. Well, you pull out that bad bullet. Maybe you'll use ghost bullets from now on. All right. So we'll say that that's your action. You still have a move. So you're on the top of the car. It's like a 2-foot leap between cars. You're going at a pretty good speed, though. So if you wanted to leap from car to car, you can. I will ask you to make a reflex save. It's low. Because the car. It's not.
There's like no low that's low enough for me, Bert.
But if you miss it, you're going at a very high rate of speed.
Could you just shimmy down the ladder to get back?
Yes, you
into
can.
The train?
You can just go down the ladder and up the ladder. If you do that, you're only going to be able to move one car for your movement.
That doesn't sound fun or exciting, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Now, if you want to leap and take your full movement, you can get the 2 cars over and be looking down into that hole that's in that car and come up behind the last gargoyle if you wanted to. That would require.
I mean, it might be dead by the time I get there, but let's make mistakes.
All right. It requires 2 rolls to leap over the 2 cars. So go for it. Reflex save. No problem. First leap, you don't sweat at all as you make that land and you keep running.
And my character maybe doesn't, but I did.
Make that. This is probably Chance's most heroic, manly effort he's ever done, and there's no one to witness it.
Truly. Like, oh, come on.
beautiful.
amazing.
You cartwheel in the air. You do a flip and you land.
And no one's there to see
no
it.
one's there.
No one's there to see it. As I'll probably like lean over the end of the train and fire my gun and have it blow up in my face on the next round.
I think Pierce's sixth sense, magical sense, fires off. Like divine intervention just happened with
Something
Chance
amazing
up
just
there.
happened somewhere.
This is like, I think Chance just did something really cool.
Does anybody else see those angels that just appeared? Man,
But I don't believe it.
So you're on the car that the gargoyles dropped through the hole that you were shooting at earlier. So you're looking down. They're not in the car anymore, so that car is clear. But you taking up all your movement to get here.
Yep, that's fine.
Ivan, this thing is taunting you. It's waving the shirt again.
All right. What the hell is in this car with me? Like, are there seats? Are there luggage?
There's
Like, what's in
this,
here?
This was a passenger car, so there's like seats and small tables. There's really nothing else. There's lots of corpses, all kinds of corpses.
All right. Well, I'm not going to desecrate the dead, but I am tired of this little thing. Yeah. So
I don't normally desecrate the dead, but when I do,
I don't normally desecrate the dead, but when I do, I'll go ahead and spend a point of personality to activate Strength of the Bull.
Yeah, good one.
And now I'm going to just try and grab one of the tables here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming they're attached to the car.
They are, absolutely.
I just want to pull a tabletop away from the car, see if I can like yank it off of its hinge or something.
Yeah, with Strength of the Bull, it gives you a +3 to your. What is your strength already? Bonus?
Strength is +2 already.
Yeah, so a +5, no problem. I won't even make you roll. You tear that table free and you've got that table in your hand. That is an action, though.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got a table in your hand.
I've got a table in my hand and I'm squared off against this little guy.
He's
I'm just like, let's do this. I'm going to fly swatter the crap out of him.
Okay. I've Killian. One of the gargoyles is down. There's still one in here. It's hard to tell if Scab is really bad off or not because there's worms falling out of his face and he's swollen up, just powerfully large. You don't know what this kid's thing is, but yeah.
Oh boy. Well, I'm just going to
I'm
I'm
fine,
going to pull the
Miss
Derringer out of
Killian.
my pocket. I haven't used that in a while, so I'm going to.
You pulled your Derringer. Okay.
I haven't used that since I shot the Jebediah Bajebums. So
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say that the action is still close enough that I'm not going to consider this to be firing in a melee because you can literally just put your arm in there and pull the trigger. However, again, if you fumble, you're gonna hit. It's not even a question. You're gonna hit Scab if you fumble.
That's fair. I deserve
I gotta believe he'll be fine.
That's okay. You do what you feel is right, Mr. Killian. I
Well, I'm
believe
spending a
in
boon to
teammates.
increase the die size for the roll and the damage. So
Okay.
here we go.
And make your roll and then draw your card.
Oh, nice.
That's a nice roll. Wait, no, that's
That's
chance.
Chance's reflex save.
Yeah.
Still,
Well,
Hey.
that's the
That's pretty
same
good.
number. Now
Yeah.
draw the card, or do you need one from the?
Oh, right. That's true.
Do you have a card deck,
Oh,
or do you
thank
want me to
God.
draw you one?
6 of spades.
All right, you're good. Go ahead and
Yeah.
do the damage.
All right. Oh, whoops. Nope,
Wow.
that's supposed to be a 1d10. My
Yeah, I was
apologies.
going to say, wow,
Hold
that's
on
a
a second.
mighty little derringer.
yeah.
Yeah,
Eh.
that's more like it. 3 points. Okay, pop.
Well, I'll spend a second boon to do that again.
I think, were you just doing
Oh.
the boom just to reroll the damage?
No, to fire the second shot from my dare.
Oh, okay.
And that's a 10 of spades.
Okay, 14, however, is going to miss.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Okay, yeah, there we go. So there's like a little pop. You might have seen a chip fly off of it. It's really hard to tell. Pierce.
Same thing. I'm going to try and poke it.
Okay.
It's a flat D20.
Come on. Crit fail. Come on.
17. All right.
All right, you hit it.
And that is
Do your damage.
D4 damage. Just 1 point.
It doesn't even get the whole PM. It just gets
just a little.
just a scab, leaving you to face off against this thing.
All right, well, I can see where my good foster daddy's put that brand in it. I'm going to try to hit it square on that mark.
He tagged it for you.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you, Daddy.
absolutely what happened.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. I'm going to strike true for you.
You got it. Oh, there
Wow.
you go.
He sure did.
You sure did. Okay, so what's the total damage on that?
Just 6.
It's just a 6. Okay. Yeah, you strike out. You hit it stony hide. You chip and crack it, but you have not caused it to cease functioning. It is still. So you got, kid.
I will put out there after my attack. That was the end of my 2 rounds. So my my
Power's
branding
down.
iron. Yeah.
Yep. Bringing us to their turn. So we'll take care of it smacking the kid upside the face. Here we go. Scab tears into you with an 11. That misses.
That's a miss. You suck at gargoyle.
So good. Ivan, the little one that's in here, you pulled the table out, so it's gonna drop the shirt and just kind of it jumps into the air, wings spread, giving it some lift, and it's gonna go for your face. Face. What does it get? It's a small one. It doesn't get as much of a bonus. Boom! It misses. This time you're the one who lets it go by. Bringing us to that's it. That's in the round, right? Yep, it's in the round.
Mm-hmm.
All right, initiative up, folks.
You got another 6.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Oh no.
Looking good for the monsters.
Initiative is not my friend tonight.
I feel you.
Got a
Right, everybody
3
good?
and then a 5.
All right, so Killian, you're up again. You just pop on your Derringer, which I think means that you're empty.
Yep.
I'm for some reason in there twice.
Oh, okay, but you do have a 10, right?
Yes.
I'll just delete one of you. There we go. All right, Killian.
Oh, geez.
I think the reload time of those Derringers is just really long.
Yeah. I think I'll back away,
Okay.
and then for my action, I'll go for the revolver that I've got. But that's
Okay.
about it.
So you pull your revolver out instead. Okay. So
Yeah.
movement and pull revolver. Their turn. It's going to renew its effort to rip apart this strangely swole kid. This is one of the medium ones. Boom. That's going to hit.
And that's going to hit
Oh
me.
my gosh.
All right. Dude, how much longer does your kinfolk? Wait, actually, no. It's as long as you want it to. I believe. So 3 points of damage. Either way, we cut it.
I'm still okay. I'm fine.
All right.
I'm doing
go-
fine.
The little gargoyle on Ivan kind of reverses itself in midair and then comes like straight down at the top of your head. It's got less of a modifier. Boom. I don't think a 10 hits you either.
Nope.
My gargoyles are just not batting well. So Chance, you're looking down at this hole into this car. It looks like everything's clear. You hear some combat, one car forward, but this one looks clear. You could drop into it if you want, come up and surprise the thing from behind.
I guess I will do that.
Okay.
Fortunately, since I've fumbled so much, I still have 3 rounds to shoot.
Yep. Now, you will be shooting into a melee, though, this time.
Perfect. I'm sorry,
yeah.
Scab, for inevitably killing you.
It's
You'll
okay,
notice how I
Mr.
strategically
Chance.
moved away.
Yeah, I didn't though. So it's Scab or Pierce.
Oh, I get to kill them both then, father and son.
I believe in you, Mr. Chance. You're the best gunman ever.
I wish I had your confidence.
You wish you had 4 intelligence like me.
I'm going to
Maybe.
spend a boon to increase the die size of this next action.
Nice.
Of mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so don't miss.
for once, you don't need to.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
It's an auto crit.
Auto crit. What?
Yep. He pulled the good one. Okay, so again, they don't take crits unless the description of the crit hits one of their special places. So let's go ahead and roll that. We'll go ahead and do your damage and everything.
Okay. I'll just roll an attack.
Yeah.
I don't know if I get any modifiers for the Joker, or is it just an auto crit?
No, you do. Sorry, my desk is.
Of course, I rolled abysmally low. 1 damage plus 2d die. And whatever the Joker maybe gives me. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Sorry, I missed.
Well, it just says it's an auto crit in the book.
Yeah.
And 1d3 boon tokens.
Yep. So go ahead and roll for your boons.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Got
no extra
all-
damage. You're right. No extra damage. But go ahead and let's find out what the crit does. Let's see if you hit one of those special places.
And that's a 1d12 plus 3.
Plus your luck. So
10.
10. Kneecap shatters. Okay, nope. Not one of its tender locations. So no extra damage is caused. So
Dang. That's,
so that's just the first shot.
got
though.
something good and it was worthless.
Yeah. Now you haven't. Was that a ghost bullet? Did you pay personality for a ghost bullet?
Not-
or is
not
that a
yet.
real life? Okay. Okay.
Because it takes a full round to reload with that also.
So I was going to say, have you been keeping track of bullets? How many more you got? That's
I have.
Carries a bunch.
It's 9. So I
Yeah.
just due to fumbling and things like that, I still have exactly 2 left now.
Okay. You going to keep those shots then, or
I mean, might as well. Can I roll over his boon he spent to increase my die size to this turn?
it's just for the next roll?
Well,
Okay.
Technically.
if I had seen the card draw beforehand, I would not have, because it's technically.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
Eh.
I'll spend
Yeah, I'll
2.
give it to you. I'm a fan of the players, so you may have it for this one. Go ahead.
I was going to spend another boon myself to increase it to 2. So, which I'm trying to remember what
Which
size.
would also increase the damage die. So
Mhm.
I have 5 boons left now. So, I'm trying to remember what I get at 2 die sizes up.
30.
D30?
What's your base?
It's a 20.
2 is D30, so
D30.
D24, D30. Again, if you need, if you turn your macros on across the bottom of the screen, you're going to have the whole dice chain showing as macros.
I don't think you have those shared with the players.
Do I not? Is it
What are you doing?
Chocolate, like the piece that needs to longer.
Oh wow, I don't. I'll have to fix that for next time because it's
Well-
quite useful to have the whole chain.
Yeah.
I want to do something useful in this combat. So, I'm going to spend a boon and re-roll that
Okay.
to get a 9.
No. Did you do your card draw?
Yeah, I did. It was a 9.
Okay.
It makes
So-
perfect sense.
All right. Yeah. So second shot. It's a miss though, and you're shooting into a melee. So this is the fun part.
Oh, crap.
Don't kill me, Dan.
I'm going to kill someone probably.
I've only got 11 hit points.
It's okay. I've already been adopted and I've gotten everything I could have ever wanted. I'll
Well,
die real happy.
I could bring you back as a zombie.
I'm busy
Zombie
murdering
daddy,
my
zombie
teammates
kid.
instead of being useful in combat.
That is the thing. All right.
Scab's thinking it over.
I mean,
So basically, you've got
That's the one you want.
1 and 3. Just roll a D3. Two. Okay, that's unfortunately scabs.
That's okay.
Reroll the attack die.
Holy cow.
Can I
Was that a
spend
nat
a
20? Was that a nat 20?
No, that was a D30. So
Okay, you're
can I spend a boon to reroll that?
You can spend a boon to reroll any of your rolls. So if you want to reroll
It's
that,
okay,
you can.
Mr. King.
Yeah, look at that.
Fumbles!
There you go. There you go. You are
I
not
was about
affected
to
by
say
the
it's
fumble.
fine. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, you're not affected by the fumble, so you don't take a hex token. This just was to see. It's basically confirming the hit on the ally, which it fails. So it gets really close to hitting Scab in the back. I guess in the front, right through an eyeball, but just barely misses him.
Don't
If
you
only
worry,
he
Mr.
weren't so
Chance. I got
swole.
2 of them.
And that's your third shot or your second shot?
That was the second one.
That was
Yeah.
the second one.
You do want to do that third?
You know what? I
Do
still
it.
have 3 boons left.
Do it.
Let's see where
Let's
this
make
goes.
sure we hit Scabs this
I
time.
would like
Yeah,
to put
for
that
it.
I am also in that melee.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I mean, someone's got to die, and it might as well be one of you two. It's a 6.
Okay, so it'll clear. Let's see what the roll is.
And let's go ahead and spend 2 boons on it.
Okay.
You know, because I like to make the mistakes twice.
I mean, how do you learn if you don't keep making the mistakes, right? You gotta keep making them. Oh,
Jesus Christ, Dan. How do you
Right.
do this?
God, do I spend my 1 boon re-rolling this attack?
Holy
Can
shit.
you? Oh, you rolled a 2.
he didn't
Okay.
fumble. Yeah, he
I
didn't
rolled
fumble.
a 2.
Oh my God. On a D30, right?
Yes.
What the? Oh my god!
You guys just got to play a re-roll.
Oh, fuck.
Thank you.
You poor.
Ooh.
An 8.
Okay, it's another miss. It's a miss. All right. Are you done? Are you done?
I mean, technically, now I have to roll to see which person I'm shooting that doesn't deserve
Yep.
it.
Roll a d3. Okay, so it just misses. A 1 was the possibility of the creature, and if you miss, you miss. So it misses.
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't even shoot myself in the face if I were trying.
So this quick barrage of bang, bang, bang. That second bang barely misses Scab. Like, Scab, you see the bullet. Just wing, just right by you. Ivan, this little thing is just pissing you off. It's kind of hovering above you. It's teabagging your head.
Oh yeah, no, it's this is folding chair in the ring time. So let's see. I've got strength of the bull for, I think it was 3 more rounds from what I rolled.
Yep. So this would be the second round since you activated.
This would be the
it last
second round.
Yep.
So, you know what? Let's go ahead. That raises my die size 1 already. What's 1 above D30?
Well, you can't go above D30. Caps at D30.
All right, then I'm just going to spend a single boon to go up to a D30. And let's roll D30.
1
plus 4. Let's see. Yeah, and it also doubles my strength modifier, so that's plus 4. Let's do this first though.
Yeah, describe what you're doing so that you don't miss out on what your lucha die does.
Right. So I'm just going to take a step forward, you know, like a really dramatic step forward with 1 foot. And just as I'm coming down, I'm just putting all my weight into that tabletop to smash him down on the floor as hard as possible.
Yes.
And, you know, because I'm a showman, the foot stomp on the ground is to add extra dramatic effect and noise. Because
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
even in the face of death,
Mhm.
I am nothing if not a showman.
And you have 1 witness who's still trying to scream.
Yep.
Behind you.
So let's roll the lucha die first, which is a D4. And it's a
So
2.
it doesn't
Okay.
go off. So you don't get the smack in the ground, but it doesn't add a +2 to your roll.
And
This is a smaller of the bugger. Oh,
So that's a 13.
That misses.
That
You want to
misses?
spend the luck? You only have to. You need 1 point to hit a 14. You want to spend the luck?
Or a boon for a reroll.
I could do a reroll on a
For
boon.
reroll. Okay.
Yeah, I got plenty of boons. So
Okay.
20.
There we
All
go.
right.
Okay. Now let's have the damage.
All right. Slash. Let's see. And it takes it up and strength modifier. Okay. So D8. 7 damage.
7 points. Okay. You hit it. One of its little wings gets cracked and it kind of drops to the ground, but controlled drop. And it seems mad now. Instead of playful, it seems like it's on. You heard it,
All right.
but you didn't finish it. Pierce, your
Yeah.
branding iron has gone cold.
It has. And
Scabs is looking bad. Being Scabs is newly, adopted son of yours. You can tell that he's not doing good.
Well,
It's okay, Dad. I got this. Don't you worry. I'm fine.
I don't believe you.
I got a lot of ribs. I don't need all of them, sir.
I am going to reactivate my branding iron
A lot of spare.
Oh, okay.
because this thing
So take
hasn't
your
really
action.
taken any damage, right?
No, not really. Just
Okay.
a
No,
little bit.
it took a damage from the Joker shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
It took
Just
some.
barely 2
It's
points of
taken some
damage.
small plinks.
It's got cracks in it.
All right. Here's my roll.
3 points. Yeah.
I am going to
Ooh.
spend a boon and hopefully not get worse. 20.
Oh, look at
I will
that.
take
Okay.
it.
What does a 20 do for you
All
on the spell?
right. Branding iron. 20. Come on, where are we at? I awaken the Hellfire for 2d3 plus 1. On a successful touch attack, it deals a d6 damage because my other stats even out. So d6. Or I can poke someone with it. And if it's a friend, they get a +1 to AC and saving throws. Or if I hit someone with it and they're not a friend, they get -1 on attack, damage, and initiative rolls.
Yep. So it's basically like a bless spell. You can give them a bonus or give somebody
Bless
negative.
or Bane.
Yeah.
Okay. So what option are you taking? Actually, you don't have to decide. I mean, you got your spell results. When you can take the action, you can tell me what you want to do.
Yeah.
Things may change between now and then.
Yeah.
So your branding iron heats up with mystical energies again. Scab, this thing is in front of you. It's looking not amused. It's looking pretty pissed. It seems to have taken some damage, but it's still fighting fit. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm just sure if I can stand my ground long enough, Daddy McIntyre will take care of it. So I'm just going to smack it in the face as hard as I can.
You got it. Oh, yeah.
That certainly hits, but that's not a lot of damage.
Can I re-roll that damage with a boon?
Technically you can because the damage would have been a roll to itself.
Okay, because that was me fumbling damage.
Yeah. So yes, you can.
Okay, I'll do that. Plus. Oh, I got 2 for strength? Yeah, I do.
Math.
Oh man, come on. I'll just do it this way.
Oh my
man, I
gosh.
fumbled it again.
Oh.
So it takes a whopping 3 damage, even with the boom.
Yeah, even with that. Yep. So it chuckles at you. Cannot pass. Multi-pass.
You ain't moved nowhere, have you? You
All
laugh
right.
me all you want, you
That's
bastard.
round. That's round. So we're still fighting as this train continues along. No one's outside to see what's going on outside. Not that I'm, foreshadowing anything by saying that. Go ahead, roll initiative.
We're doing this just as I came in the train.
Oh, I got a 19. I did good. Scab, if you had to numberify how many hit points you have left.
Oh my god.
If you were to describe your health on a scale of 1 to
I think you
on a
get a boon
scale
for
of
that,
1 to
Eddie.
100, I'm still over a quarter.
Okay.
Since you nat 20 to your initiative,
I still got
Do what?
27 hit points left.
you get a boon for that, if I recall.
Yeah, Ivan gets a boon for that nat 20 for his
Wait.
initiative, and you go first.
You have 27
Scab
hit
has
points
a
left?
ridiculous number of hit points.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to feel a lot less worse about poking you with this brand.
I'm still at 27, even after all that.
That's okay.
I think that's more HP than I have.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
11.
the form that he's taken gave him an additional hit dice.
It did. It gave the form I took gave me a whole extra hit die on top of everything.
Oh, that's nice.
It's
All
up to
right.
-2,
So,
all right,
let's
Ivan,
see,
you're
so-
up. This thing is still in the room with you. It's not all cheerful and comical anymore. It's on. You've pissed it off.
it's on the ground now, right?
It is on the ground now.
It's on the ground now. Okay. I'm gonna roll my my lucha die first. And that gets a
Okay.
3, so that goes off.
Right.
But
what is going off? You didn't define
So what I'm gonna try and do now that it's on the ground,
it.
I'm gonna just grab both sides of this tabletop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna jump straight in the air and tuck my legs in like I'm getting on a sled, and I'm just gonna try and drop straight on top of it.
Sure. Yeah. What I'll do is treat it like a brain buster, and
Okay.
I'll give you extra damage for the chair. But let's see if you hit. Wow.
5.
Doesn't quite crit on that D30, but yeah, wow, that's a lot of to be hit. Sure. Okay, so how much? Go ahead and do your damage, your regular damage. Then we'll do your brain buster.
Let's see, +4, +3. Max damage 15.
Oh well, don't
Ooh.
even worry about the rest of it then. You come down on it and you just smash the thing into powder. Like literally, it cracks and there's just a whoosh of like cement powder that comes out from underneath the table.
I'll do like a little tumble roll off of it, stand up, hands on the waist.
Because
whatever.
you're the showman, the woman that's behind you is going.
Yeah, so there's a fist that comes up and is just
Nice. Pierce.
Yeah, I am going to poke Scab in the butt with my brand.
Thank you, Daddy.
You take 1 point of damage.
You have marked your property. Okay.
You have the brand.
I think I've taken 1 point of damage.
Confirming the rules, you get a +1 to AC and all saving throws for the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Yep.
pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
That's
Yeah.
actually really good.
I'm gonna
But on
come
the
and brand the
downside,
rest
you've got a
of you
big
as well.
PM on your left butt cheek now.
Uh-huh.
That's okay. That just means that I have official confirmation that I have parent.
Uh-huh.
oh.
I have
Oh.
family. I'm so happy.
It also stands for parental management.
Yes.
So that's
okay.
an attack action. Pierce, do you want to make a movement at all? Because Chance is still shooting into the group of people.
I'm going to
Stop shooting, Chance. You suck.
I am going to step back into the side a little bit
Yeah.
to get out of bullet range.
Yep, that's smart. Killian, you've already stepped back. What do you want to do? You're up.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my gun and then tilt it to the side and then kind of scale it between Scab's legs to get it over to Chance
Okay.
Oh,
so that he'll have a fully loaded gun on the next turn.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, that's smart. Make me a reflex save.
Me or him?
You.
Okay.
I mean, you still gotta make the very dramatic.
Make some sort of an attempt. Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't fail. That's fine.
Um,
Yeah, I'll take it. It's
is
not
it a
elegant.
roll?
No, you're good. It
Okay.
works. It's not elegant. and the gun almost fires off a bullet in your direction, but it
lands directly on the hammer and just
shoots Chance in the head.
God.
a brief moment where everyone's like,
All right, so throwing the pistol over there, which you do succeed at, is your action. Do you want to move or do you want to stay where you are? You're safe. Like you actually have to move in to be able to see what's going on.
That's what I was kind of thinking. I'd have to move in a little bit closer to scale it down. So,
right. So Gargoyle's turn. It's still going to tear its scab. It's basically it's surrounded. It's got nowhere to go. So it's going to have to go through someone to get out of here. And it's already been chewing its scab. So it wants to finish the job, but that's not going to do it. Giving us scab.
You think you can't hurt me? My daddy done burned me true. Now I'm gonna wallop you in your skull like you deserve. And here we go.
So that's not going to do it.
I'm gonna use one of my boons and re-roll that.
Ugh.
No,
Yeah,
that's not going to do it either.
It's okay.
Chance will take care of it. Whose turn is next? So there's a gun at your feet that Killian threw over.
Mm-hmm. Which gun is it?
it's a Tranter revolver. I can't remember which.
I'm just going to copy and paste it off of your character sheet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's got a 10, 20, 60 range and does D10 for damage.
All right. I hope you're all ready.
Do keep in mind that some of your gunslinger abilities only work with the spirit gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't remember which ones they are, but
Well, tell me what you want to use.
I mean, my gun's out of bullets, so
Well, you can always be burning personality to put bullets in it.
no, but it takes a full round to do it.
Takes an action. Yeah.
And how am I going to kill Scab?
No problem. So you pick up
Exactly.
the gun
He's fine.
that Killian
He's fine.
has tossed at your feet.
I assume I'm basically just rolling just regular attacks.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yep.
7.
You still get your ability to only take a -1 instead of a
Yeah.
1 D. So you keep that.
Basically just get to shoot well with generous quotes on it, but nothing else. Yeah. So I get nothing out of that one.
Actually, your eagle eye works too with any gun.
Yeah, I think I'm in range. That doesn't matter so much.
You don't get your dead eye die is what you don't get.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't roll it anyways, so
there you go. So what did you end up rolling? 4.
4.
You're gonna keep it. That's a miss.
I don't really have much choice at this point.
All right. So there's only 2 people you can hit. So it's basically 50-50. Just roll a D2. 2 is going to be Scab. If you roll a 1, it's just a straight out.
Of course.
Well, Scab's fine.
Okay. Re-roll the attack. And I think that misses Scab with his increased AC now, doesn't
He's
it?
got it 14 now.
That's true. I've got a 14 now because
Thank
Daddy
God.
heard
All
me
right,
good.
Scab. Keep up the good work down there, Scab.
So second bullet is coming through, and it looks like it's safe.
I believe
hell or
he
high
has a
water.
chance.
There you
Oh, look
go.
at that.
There you
Hey,
go.
I did a thing.
7 points of damage. Yeah, I mean, you shoot it. There's a big crack in its stony skin. It kind of like, let's say it hits it in its leg and it kind of stumbles back a little bit. So it did some damage to it, and it's starting to look a little worse for the wear, but it's still standing. You're going to take that third shot.
Yeah, I'll take the third shot.
And I'll spend my last boon to increase the die size
Oh boy,
for the gunshot at least.
that's a
Got
4. So
You
that
got
turns
it.
it into a D24, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Get him.
All right.
Come on, Chance. You can do it.
I can't.
Okay.
Well, at least the second one got it.
Roll a D2, and a 2 is Scab, and a 1 is just a regular miss.
I hate being so bad at this. God, of course.
Okay, now the unfortunate part is you're re-rolling that
A D24.
attack, so it's a D24. Okay,
you're
so
good.
all right, so bang, crack, and then bang, bang, 2 misses, barely missing Scab. Ivan, you're hearing shots ring out well behind you. You lift up the table, and beneath you is it's like a sack of rocks. It's like, the flesh suit he was wearing and the clothes of the man are there, and it's just filled with like little bits of rubble, dust.
Ivan will make a bad attempt at trying to make a joke and just say, "No ticket," and point his thumb back at the pile of rubble at the lady. And
she's still trying to scream, but she just shakes her
yeah,
head.
she's still trying to scream. She's just kind of mortified. So there's nothing else in this car now, right?
There's nothing else alive in this car except for you and this lady.
Except
There's
for
a
me and the
lot
lady.
of bits of people.
Are there more bits of people in this car than in the car with the cactus? I mean, I know there's like a half of a bison in the roof, but
there were far fewer people in this car.
okay. Then I'm going to go back to resume moving everybody into this car.
Yeah, like they're like, ew, is that? Did someone lose a nose?
Yeah, they're in a car right now with a smelly cactus and half of a bison kind of
The
dripping all
banker
over.
walks in, his very nice, very expensive suit covered in bison poop. He goes over to his seat, he pulls out a handkerchief, and he just kind of wipes the arm off that's on the seat.
Oh, no. As I'm standing by the door shuffling people through, when the banker comes by, I just stop him by putting a hand on whatever part of his shoulder is cleanest and just say, "Not you." And just let everybody else move into the car. He stays with the cactus.
Everybody else is taking that first wide step to try to hit that table.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you move everybody further up the train to get away from the combat and the gunshots you hear further down. That's fine. Pierce?
Yeah, I'm gonna step forward. I'm gonna poke this thing.
Okay.
This is just
So you move up behind Scab again and shove your branding iron forward.
it's a 2. You know what? I got a boon
Okay.
left. We're
Okay.
almost at the end of the session. No, it's meant to be a 2.
It's just a miss. It's not a fumble, so you don't hit Scab
Okay.
a second time. Killian, you are minus a gun. You're still hanging around outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a step back so that I'm no longer in range, as it were, and I will spend my action to put a shell into my coach gun.
Okay, yeah, so you reload. Okay.
Yeah.
Their turn. Creature looks around desperately. Scab's still in front of it. It's wounded grievously. It is going to leap up and attempt to fly away by ripping through the roof in this room. So, attack of opportunities.
I would really love to do that.
Scab can do it, and Chance can take a shot too.
Am I close enough or too far out?
I'm going to say you can't because you're standing behind
Yeah.
Scab and it's just leaping straight up.
Sure.
I mean, unless you had a gun out and wanted to shoot,
No, I
in which
don't
case
have a
I'd say
gun out,
yes.
no.
Okay.
I got a gun out.
Yeah, but you did say you stepped out of the way, so I don't think you could see in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Now you could take a shot at it if it actually clears the train.
I got
So
2 shots I can take at it too.
Absolutely.
So Scab, go ahead and make an attack. Oh, you hit it. 8 points of damage. Okay. And let's see what Chance comes up with.
I mean, don't hold your breath. He's out of melee, right?
He's out of melee.
Good. So I can not. I got a 3.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a miss, but no bystanders around.
Is your D die in there?
I don't get my
He doesn't
D die.
get it.
Oh,
Only
I
with
see.
his special gun.
Oh, I see.
You know what? Let's go ahead and spend my last boon to re-roll that.
So that's
All
one
right.
shot. That's
And
four
then-
shots. Fifth shot. Okay.
Yep, and that empties this gun.
Yeah. So come on. Oh, look at
my
that.
God.
There you go.
Crit. Okay, so we don't need to roll on the chart. It actually had 1 hit point left.
Yay!
Scab.
Maybe the
as
shepherd's crook is just barely hooking it in place.
Yeah, and so like you hook it around the leg and like it shatters the ankle of the stone and it holds it just long enough for a chance to get this beautiful shot off to the back of the thing's head, and it just explodes into dust.
That one shot, a combat that chance makes.
Yep. And now we will let Killian, who I believe is the only one who can possibly do this. You're outside. You're hanging on to one of the rails. You're looking in the night sky. That last kind of like the leader, you're guessing, or certainly the largest of the creatures, is coming back, and it's got half a bison in each hand. And
Jesus!
It's doing a flyby, and it's going towards the front of the train. It looks like it's going to drop both of those bisons on the engine. You have you have an action. What do you want to do?
I'm going to spend 2 personality to cast Spook Show on him.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So let's see. That'll be. What do I do?
So I'm gonna
It has
pause. I'm gonna pause you there. You do
Okay.
this. You do this. However, because of the type of creature it is not affected by this type of thing.
Damn.
So you do this. Let's see. Does it still wink out though? That's a good question.
that would be the manifestation of the spell.
Yeah. So it doesn't like it does. It winks out for a moment, comes back in, but it doesn't seem like it affects it at all. And so that was the chance you have. And now I'm going to just do this real quick. And okay, we will end there as it hurls both of each half of the bison at the lead train, which hits the front of the train. But that beautiful knife-like cattle catcher on the front just rips the bison apart. One of them, the solid, meaty thunk, sticks, but it doesn't stop the train, which keeps plowing onwards.
We are the bison trade.
We'll end it there with you guys getting clear of the area as the remaining gargoyles just kind of hang back as you chug off into the night with half a bison stuck to the front of the train. The train's still strongly on the tracks and fueling away. So there we go. You made it through the night. So we'll pick up the next game with you pulling into the junction. So there are a lot of things you could have done there. So I got this little table of critical hits against the train. So luckily your train stayed together, didn't fall apart, didn't jump a track or anything bad happened to it. So yeah, you guys had the best possible outcome for the attacks to the whole of the train. That was basically one long session of combat, but I hope it was
It
fun.
was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was
I'm
fun
good
as
with
hell,
it.
man.
Real
Nice.
quick before we officially wrap it,
Mhm.
can I go through and brand the rest of you while my iron's still hot?
Yeah, absolutely. Unless somebody dies with a hit point of damage.
Everybody's just kind of standing around high-fiving, and then Pierce is like, got him!
Yeah.
Got 'em.
Well, the difference is if you don't want me to do it, then I have to roll it as an attack.
I think you might have to roll it as an attack depending on which cheek you're going for me.
Yeah, I mean, can I opt for like the tramp stamp instead?
Sure. So yeah, everyone who takes this brand gets +1 to AC and saving throws for the next 2 weeks.
I expect that
One
next time
question,
you need to
Chuck.
brand me that
Yeah.
you're going to line it up and hit it right on the same spot.
Yeah, one question, Chuck. Does this brand remain forever? Is this like scar
It's a
tissue
brand.
now?
It's a
For a
scarred
week.
brand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll probably
Nope,
have no. Okay, that's fine.
No. Ivan passes. His body is his temple.
That's fine. And yeah, in the future, if I get better effects, I'll probably try and brand you all again. So by the end of this campaign, you're going to be covered with brand marks. Yeah.
I'm just imagining you chasing Ivan around trying to get him in the butt.
That's okay, Daddy. I know you burned me because you love me.
I did, and it made you stronger.
It sure did. Thanks, Daddy.
just the abusive dad that goes around with a cigarette on all of his kids. That's really what he's doing.
This is like the only and most wholesome part of this whole thing is
This is horrible.
this daddy son thing.
Oh, right. So again, hey, we gave you the warning at the top of the hour that we started on. You might enjoy this, but you're going to feel bad about yourself afterwards. And I think we've delivered. We have delivered on that promise.
We have.
So I guess we're done for the night. We will pick up again in 2. That's not a con for anyone, is it?
Let me double check my calendar.
I just want to say something for Dan. I just drew the top card of my next deck, so if I had taken a shot with that gun instead, Ace of Spades.
Oh god.
So,
Chance did actually really well this time around.
I mean, for me, yes.
Yeah.
I only fumbled twice.
Next session we're good. It's the
Okay.
one after that will be on the Saturday of Gen Con. So
Awesome.
I
Well, one
think
more
I only
session
actually successfully shot something twice, but
We'll finish off this kind of interlude module that I'm writing. Again, if you can show the main thing there, this is the Train Through Hell. Jason Forbes has written a series of novels that we're turning into like dime novel sort of thing. First part of the book is going to be a novel. Second part is going to be an adventure based on the novel. This one right here, Train Through Hell. You can drop it into an ongoing campaign, and it has judges' notes to do that, or you can play them like one right after another as a linked campaign. Either one works. Jason kind of pointed out in the chat here that if you were doing this as a 0-level funnel, your recruitment from losses would be from the people that are in each of the cabs. So like if you ran through all your 0 levels, you can just recruit more in another train car.
Nice.
So there we go. So for me, twitch.tv/Steam Steel Murder is where I run my games. We play Tuesdays, Fridays, now on the alternating Saturday to this as well. We started a Cyberpunk Red game, which is turning out to be a lot of fun. Sunday, every other Sunday, we do Shadowrun and various other systems other than Shadowrun, because we love Shadowrun, but we don't love Shadowrun, at least the system. So there we go. Our next game will be next Tuesday, first edition Dungeons and Dragons, playing through the Desert of Desolation series. So please join us there. You can find all of our links at BlueMagic, BLUMAGIK.com. All of our socials can be found there. Chuck, go ahead. Do your own roll call there.
yeah, Defenders of Cobalt. That's where you can find the majority of us. Wednesdays we're doing Thunder Rift, the old D&D setting, but we're using the Fantasy Age system to play it right now. Every other Thursday we're doing Tales from the Loop. Friday right now, this coming Friday, we'll be wrapping up Anvia, which is a system one of our players, Joe, who's missing, that he's writing. After that, we're going to be going into a DCC campaign. There's a link for ours. You can also find us over on twitch.tv/Grim and Perilous Plays. Every Tuesday, 6:30 to 8:30, we're doing Tiny Tina's Wonderland, the Borderland game. So the Saturday, earlier today, every other Saturday at 1 p.m., we're doing Fallout 2D20. And then on the Saturdays opposite of this game at night, we're doing Heart. Defenders of Cobalt, Grim and Perilous Plays.
Good stuff. Hey, there's a Patreon going on for one of you, isn't there?
That's true. Aaron Reese on Patreon. You get comics, you get D&D assets, you get lots of art. It's pretty cool. Check it out.
Yeah, good assets if you use any of the VTT's virtual tabletops out there. Some good stuff to be had. I think that's it for everybody. Yeah.
I think so.
Yay! Okay, say goodnight, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for the game.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Goodbye. See you
Don't
later.
brand your children. Never a good thing.
Not even if you
Unless they get +1 to AC.
Especially if
Plus
you
one
want them
AC
to be.
and all saves. Like maybe brand your children.
That's a good reason.
Yeah. All right.
A
Later.
fine, uplifting message to end on.
Yeah.
Maybe, Brandon.
Maybe
I'm a
Brandon
father
can.
too, and I'm considering it.
Take it up.
Especially if they're orphans. Sorry.